All right, legends, we're gonna do a little bit different for this video for our YouTube channel, and I'm gonna go through a few details on some easy cooking and some of the items that I look for, some of the key points when I'm packing food for a longer trip. So some of the key things that I look at tonight, we're gonna be doing ravioli with pumpkin soup, Parmesan, and toasted pine nuts. And I've got some chives that I've bought to put into a damper. We're gonna sprinkle a few of them on top as well. One of the main things that I look at when I'm going through packing food and prepping for a longer trip is the use by date of things. That and how big it is to actually pack into your fridge. So this pumpkin and roasted onion ravioli, it's perfect. Lasts till the 5th of April this year. I've got pumpkin soup pre-made from Woolies. Now today we've punched out 1,000 Ks, so to be honest, I'm buggered. I feel like a beer and sitting down, and I don't feel like cooking too much of a hectic meal that's gonna take too long or too long to clean up. So what we're doing tonight is a one pot wonder essentially. When you are going through and prepping, a meal like this is something that I'd normally leave to the end of the trip. There's not much in there that'll run out of date. I think these pumpkin soup, good till the 21st of March. So something like this I wouldn't normally cook on the first night. I'd leave it to the end of a trip because everything is gonna stay fresh. Maybe not the chives, but everything else will be fine right until the end. So first thing we're gonna do, we've got some pine nuts. We're gonna roast some pine nuts. I've got our trusty Offroad Adventure camp oven. Now in this canopy, I've got an induction cooker. If you don't have an induction cooker, doesn't matter. You can still do it on a normal little gas cooker, that's fine. All we're looking to do first off is look at toasting the pine nuts. So, and excuse the noise of the trucks in the background too. So all I got is just a dash of olive oil. Put that bad boy away. A little bit of salt. And they're just raw pine nuts that we're going to be toasting in there. A few pine nuts in there. It's just a bit of a dressing, so it doesn't need too many of them. Throw them in. Does help too if you have a well set up canopy and a well set up cooking and kitchen area, don't get me wrong. So give them a bit of a stir. Get that through. I might actually get a few more of them in there. I don't think you can have too many toasted pine nuts. So these aren't going to take long to cook. With the pine nuts, all you're looking to do is just basically brown them. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. On an induction cooker, it is going to happen very, very quick. So keep stirring them around and moving them around so you don't burn them. So what we're going to be doing, once the pine nuts are done, I'll get the pine nuts out, stick them into a bowl for now. Then we're going to use the exact same pot, fill it up with water, and we'll start boiling that water to get the ravioli up and running. So a couple of minutes, then pine nuts are all done. You can see they're nice and golden brown. I've got a little bit of paper towel there. Can drop these into, soak up any of that leftover oil. Now one good thing about being the cook at the campsite means that you never have to clean. That's all. Not unless it's just you and the kids and you always end up cleaning anyway. But Cole, cameraman, I guarantee mate you're going to be cleaning tonight, but I'll try and keep it all nice and easy for you.
You didn't tell me about that before we left on this trip.
So a bit of cold water straight into that hot pot. So we can start boiling up this water to start getting the ravioli going, and then it's all nice and quick and easy from there. So once you've got a bit of water in your pot, just enough so that the ravioli's submerged, I'm going to go through, get that back on the heat, start to bring that to the boil. I've got a few chives here as well that I'm going to chop up. Just a Woolies special, and it's just to put a few up on top. So the other thing to remember too, if you aren't cooking at your campsite, make sure the cook does have a beer and it's always full and ready to go. That's all. So,
Good tip.
Few chives. Now you can use whatever you got in the fridge. Coriander, parsley, anything you want. It's just to add a bit of freshness to the meal, that's all. So it's one of their meals, this, and it doesn't matter, you can use any flavor. I've done pumpkin soup. There is a million different other ones. You could use canned soup. It really, and majority of the time, if you're traveling with kids, something that the kids are gonna like. I know our kids, they love pumpkin soup and they love this dinner as well. Bit of Parmesan for once we're done. Other than that, we're pretty well ready to roll. Once that water comes up to the boil, drop it in 4 or 5 minutes. Once it reaches the boil again with the pasta in there, we'll go through the rest of it with you. In the meantime, I'm gonna kick back and enjoy a beer. All right, water's starting to boil now. Time to drop this in. I brought 2 bags of it with us, but 1 bag's probably enough. Cole, cameraman, he's only a skinny little bugger. He's not gonna eat too much. So 5 minutes of that cruising around there until it's tender. Other than that, once it's done, we'll strain it all, put the soup in, heat all the soup up with the pasta. That's it. All right, guys, short beer intermission. It's taken about 5 minutes for this to boil up. We're pretty well ready to roll now. I'll turn this right down. Get my camp boss glove on. Go around, strain these. Straight in. Hopefully we don't lose any. All right, give it a bit of a shake. Straight back into the pot. Straight back on the heat again and just keeping it on a low temp. We don't want to burn anything. Bit of Woolies pumpkin soup. Straight in there. 2 little things, what are they? 300 grams each. So now everything is back in the pot. And all we're gonna do is give that a bit of a stir just to try and heat everything back up again. Get it ready to go. It does, to be honest, smell good. The pine nuts at the start were the best part. Couple of minutes now of heating up that soup. Give it one last stir and we are ready to roll. So this meal is an absolute cracker of a one-pot wonder, and I can tell you it'll be an absolute hit around the campsite. Beautiful. Bit of leftovers. Last couple of bits, a little bit of pepper. A little bit of Parmesan, straight up on top. A few of the pine nuts. A few of the chives on top. That is one cracking, quick, 10-minute camp dish that'll put smiles on everybody's faces. Thanks for tuning in, guys.